Hey everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Are you cold, Brandon?
Yeah, I got my wife's got the air conditioning on. It's like 37, 38 today. So her office is the front facing, so she gets all the morning sun. And I'm in the basement in the air conditioning, so I freeze to death.
That's incredible. We're
Yep.
40 degrees here in Miami.
Wow.
You can even go out.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. How you doing? Good?
Good. Yeah. How are you?
Good, good. Working a little bit here. And Candice Ortolano. Guys, I'm
Hi.
myself. Hi,
What's up,
Candice.
what's up, superstars?
How you doing?
How did you end up in here, Candice?
Brandon messaged me, told me about your guys' mastermind group, and I'm just sitting in, see if it's right for me, see how you guys are doing things. I've been looking for a mastermind group. Well, my coach told me to look for
E-
one.
Excellent, perfect.
Yeah,
Did you already read the rules of the accountability group?
I did. Yes, I did.
Excellent, perfect. Yeah, you know what? As long as you, uh, as long as you decide to do every single activity we do on the group, it's gonna be better for you and it's gonna be better for us because if
Hmm.
not,
Of
we have
course.
to act like the policy of the group. Hey, Candice, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and that is not accountability at all. It's like having a
Yeah.
to go to the gym who never wants to go to the gym and always show up with smokes and coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Christian. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning.
Good morning, Julie.
How you doing, guys?
Yes.
Okay, we have Brandon's AI and Anibal AIs. Wow, that's amazing. Perfect. I don't know. Anibal probably put this because he's having a big family issue, so that's why he's not participating during this week. So and I'm not gonna ask him to do the activities or anything because his daughter, who is 19 years old, is having a health issue. All right, but we don't have the other two members, Elmer and Julie. We didn't hear from them today, so the ones who invited them, please push them a little bit to do the activities, okay?
Yeah, I already sent the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just responded.
Okay, perfect. No,
And
I'm
and
Really
and
good.
and and, and Christian, that I think the Elmer has to work around his coaching call, because exactly that time he has a coaching call, so we had to work. He has to work around, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
That coach. Yeah. He's in group. He's in one-on-one coaching.
Okay. Yes, I understand. Imagine the thing is that we need
Yeah.
to all set up since that is one big part of the
Yeah.
accountability group. We are all we are all super busy and still making the time to do our schedule around this call, which is important too.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So who wants to start? Let me just share the group in here. Let me see. Zoom, share screen.
It
I
was a great
really, I
call.
really, this second call was really good. This is something that I definitely have to work on.
What are your takes out of this call?
The main one I'd say is there was it was literally at the beginning of the document. Number one, lack of structure, and number two, lack of accountability. I remember going to the retreat, and I remember I spoke to a top producer, Christian. I'm Milton James. Um,
I
he
want to
told me
jump.
that he told me that for every single goal that he had an accountability. Example, he has an accountability for contacts. He has an accountability for appointment set. he has an accountability for listing taking a month. I think that in any goal that revolves real estate, since there's a lot of, you know, repetition and it can get a little overwhelming, you need to have that person that tells you, hey, Christian, you know, if you don't do X amount of contacts, X amount of listings, X amount of you know, presentations, then I'm gonna hold you accountable. You know, there's gonna be a price to pay. You know, I'm actually I wanted to show you guys something. Jesse and I, we're in a script.
Yes,
We're
let's
in
go.
a script club where we're writing the listing presentation every day. If you guys see here, I only missed one day, and it was because my sister had her baby. My sister had my nephew. That was the only day I missed. But ever since, we've been writing the listing presentation every single day.
And were you delivering her baby that you didn't have 10 minutes to write it down?
10
Well,
minutes, it's 40 minutes to write it down.
it was off guard. It was literally at night when I always write the script. But my point is that
You
the
still have
accountability
24
here,
hours.
the accountability here is that if we don't write the script, we have to pay $50, not just to one person, to everybody in the group chat. And
It's
I had
great.
to do that. And I learned my lesson. So that pressure is like super important, especially to become successful. You know, and I'm actually happy that I joined that club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
That's why this group is actually like a starting level of accountability, at least to make us to remind us what we need to do, and every single day, you know. And at least if we are not paying money, at least paying the embarrassment of not doing what we do by getting everybody else calling on you for not doing stuff, you know. And I need we need to be a little bit stronger, all of us on that, you know. It's like when all of us see that someone is not participating, all of the other members should tell something about it, you
Yeah.
know?
I agree
Praise go to the
100%
hill,
with that.
but at least what happened that you didn't do what you have to do, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody else
agree.
has a take on the second call on the Cronin?
Yeah. So
I'm sure
Christian
Candice
and
wants to know about
everybody.
it. Candice,
Yeah,
we are
I
following up. We're doing a course all together, right? And every single week we have a call with the training that we listen to, we take notes, and we share it here on the group. All right. I'm sorry, wasn't that?
Yeah, so I will share with you, and actually, what I learned from the second call, I post it in the group chat.
Yes.
First thing I learned is that the most important thing is to remember my last job. I never expected that, you know, Ron was telling like that. Do not be independent contractor. That is, I think, that is what he's trying to communicate. Don't be an independent contractor and treat you have a job. So that mental shift is very important. That's number one thing that I learned. And also that he talk about who is stopping you, that what is your distractions may be many things. And he asked that the number one thing that he asked me, identify the people that distract you, and you have who has to train them. So it may be your spouse, maybe your children, maybe like co-workers, maybe your manager, maybe your clients, right?
Yeah.
And so to set up the expectations with them that you have a number one job, is your job is to prospect, and in the morning 8:30 to 1 o'clock, that time don't bother me. I'm looking for buyers for your listing, or I'm looking listings for you to buy. So that is the communication, setting expectation. That's a big thing, right? You know, that I learned. And also he talk about setting up goals and setting up personal objectives. Yes, we do. Yes, all of us, we do. We have goals, we have objectives. But remember, the degree of the goals or degree of the personal objectives, that the Napoleon Hill job of the book, they talk about the burning desire, the level of burning desire, the degree of burning desires each of us have. That is the motivation. That is the biggest thing. It's not merely the goal or the objectives, personal objectives. The burning desires you have towards those goals, towards those personal objectives, is very important. And the last but not least, that he rearrange your physical space, and so some of the things that I want to share with you, some of the things that I learned from other top producers, the background music, the sound. I mean, the certain sounds and the background music
Yeah.
will increase your focus, increase some of that certain the sounds that the YouTube has, right? Or else some of the music, like all music, right? So that will increase your focus to be in prospecting. When you are doing prospecting, don't think about the lead follow-up. When you're doing the lead follow-up, don't think about the prospecting or the administration. So to keep your focus, that's important. That is the call that I learned. And also that the homework is really good, right? Take a picture of your the prospecting station and send it. So that's what I had to share with you guys.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
We can do that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Your notes are impeccable. Everything. And in this second call, in my case, remind me exactly of that we need to treat our job more as a job. It's like, okay, I need to be ready to start working at any time I want to start working. For example, if I want to start at 8, we need to be dressed up and ready to start working at 8. If I want to finish at 6, I need to do everything that I have to do up to 6. Maintain a schedule with everything I have to do during the day. So when I call it a day at 6 p.m., I have this sense of accomplishment that is given by doing everything that I have to do and I did during the day, and separate completely from the negativity of an office. Because it's really difficult to find a complete MFO office to work with. It's like I would say for every 50 agents in any office, there's only one doing prospecting seriously. So there's no way we're going to find a friend inside of our office. The chances are pretty slim in finding someone who really does what we do and to be accountable with. That's why we have these type of groups. It doesn't matter. I not even care with what agency you are, but trust you more than guys than really agents that I work with every day.
I think one of the biggest takeaways for me was when Ron said that, I have created this environment, just accept this and let's create a new environment. So my prospecting environment, what I thought is supposed to be, what I thought it was supposed to be, over the last 6 months or 12 months is nothing to what I did. What I thought I was doing a good job at is nothing to what I do today. And that's really, really shocking. But it's also exciting because there's growth and there's opportunity and there's discipline and there's all these things. But that really stuck out to me. And making the physical workspace a place you want to be, and where Ron said, the home office isn't an actual formal workspace. And I'm like, okay, well, what does it look like if it's a formal workspace? Well, if I had a client coming into my office today, I'd probably be a little embarrassed. I've got papers and stuff like that all over the place, and I probably should clean that up. So it's just those little things that, if you act like a formal workspace and act like a real job, you're just going to be focused on all the right things and all the right activities a little bit more. And a clean, organized desk was number 4. Scripts posted. Guys, this is the best scripting ever. Like, look at this thing. You just flip from one to the other. They're all color coded. All my scripts, everything. So I'm doing expireds, for sale by owners, whatever. Best thing I've ever bought.
That's great, Brendan. I like that.
Yeah. It's
I have
awesome.
one. I have one too. It's not a flippable one, but what I have is that I have a packet. It's like a script packet,
Okay.
and when I flip it, I have a little hanger here,
Oh,
Nice.
perfect.
and it holds. So then one thing when I got into prospecting seriously, Christian, he taught me the poster board method. So what I do is that I have the objections on my wall in front of my computer, and then I'm old school. I have to write down my leads today. I have to like jot them down, scratch offs. So that's what I do, and then I'll always, guys, always, because this is like something I've gotten super strict on. Pre-qual form. Always need to have a pre-qual form right next to you, because you never know if you get a call back that a seller's like, hey, look, I know you called me probably because of my house. I'm trying to list my home, or I'm trying to sell my home. So right there, I could just pre-qual on the call.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have so much paper, so much BS. I have my lead sheets. My lead sheets are in a binder. I follow up with my leads between 12:30 to 1:30, like an aggressive follow-up time. That's what I do. But I don't have that like in my prospecting area. Reason being because the more stuff I have, the mind is not gonna be locked in on your dialer, your counting your leads, your tracker, and your pre-qual. That's the only thing on my table. The only thing.
Yeah. As it should be while you are doing prospecting, because everything else is gonna distract you from what you have to do. And sometimes your mind is looking for an escape, you know? So let's say you have an offer you're working on and you have it on your table while doing prospecting. Your brain is gonna use it as an escape to get out of prospecting. You're gonna be thinking, why am I trying to get new leads when I have one on top of my table I have to finish putting an offer to or with, you know? And you think about that all the time, until at one point you say, okay, fuck it, stop prospecting and go work on this one, you know? And it happens with absolutely everything. During the office, it's the same. So now I'm working from home because I couldn't stand anymore my office. It's like I was prospecting since 8 a.m., 8:50, somebody come, hey, Chris, do you want a coffee? No, thank you. Another one at 9. Hey, Chris, we're going to go to Starbucks. Do you want to go? No, I don't. Thank you. At 9:10, hey, Chris, hey, how are you? Are you going to come this weekend to the party we're doing with the broker? No, I'm not. Thank you. And every 10 minutes, it's a distraction like that, you know? And at some point, your brain, after rejecting 10 people, the next person say, hey, Chris, do you want to go grab a coffee to Starbucks again? And you say, it's like, I rejected 10 people already. Let's go with this one so I don't feel bad. And boom, you're out of your prospecting, you know? So the environment is in your working station is so, so important. Anyone else giving their take?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna build on that. I like what I mean, everybody had great points. I think the biggest things that I took from the call was the lack of structure with the prospecting. That's why I have my calendar right next to me, my weekly schedule. I do role play 7:30 to 8, Monday through Friday, and then I have a nighttime role play people too. So I'm just filling that in. And the lack of self accountability, I have that group with Kevin, which is great. I haven't missed a day yet, and I don't plan on it. I did mine today, 3:30 a.m. I submitted it. It was up at 3. I've done so much for the day, and to have your goals in front of you. And I think just being around like-minded people, I know he talked on the point of saying your environment, control your environment, right? So if you're not around, I used to work at the office, but nobody else would prospect in my office. So I was like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing here? Be around people who don't take the business seriously. When you guys are making 40, 50 contacts a day, today I said, I just finished a book called The Power of One More. I had my goal for 25, I hit 26. So just doing more.
So I know this is kind of getting out of topic, but just to piggyback on Jesse, the way I see it, guys, your contact goal is a minimum requirement.
Mm.
You know, I've gotten to the point where I go and I'm like, Kevin, like I need an effing presentation set. If I don't have a presentation set, I didn't do anything. That's my mindset. I need a set of presentation because for every time I set a presentation, I have an opportunity to interview for a job that's gonna pay me my average commission is 16 grand. So my one job is to set an appointment where I can get the listing and get paid 16 grand if I successfully price it well and list it.
Wow.
That's my goal. If I don't have that set, all the contacts I did in a way was not enough for me. It doesn't satisfy me. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's something that I learned in the Mike Ferry retreat. A lot of realtors and a lot of top producers, when you start seeing the difference, top producers, they say it's 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon and you've already reached your 30-35 contacts. If you have literally the entire 3 hours until your workday is over to find more appointments, find the appointments. As a matter of fact, I would overcall, and when I overcall, that's when I get more opportunities for presentations.
Yeah, well, one of the basic things that we never do, but we should. And when I went to shadow Milton James, I learned it's like, first of all, he's crazy, so it's really difficult to get to that level. You know, he's a little bit crazy, which is good for the business. Every successful person is a little bit crazy. If not, you cannot do it. And but he said after the 4 hours perfecting session during the morning, if he doesn't have any appointment during the afternoon, you prospect for 1 more hour. You know, it's like you need to have set 2 1-hour spots during the afternoon for 2 appointments. If you don't fill out those spots with appointments, you should be doing 2 more hours of prospecting.
Makes sense.
You know, that's a way to even go over your goals.
That that's very interesting. You know what Kevin said. You know, so one of the things that I did, funny enough, Kevin, we had the same takeaway, obviously at Superstore Retreat. But one of the things that I added to my daily sheet, Kevin, is my last listing appointment, and then I fill in the date. So that's at the top of the mind because sometimes, you know, it can go, you know, it should never go more than 7 days, right? If I'm at my goals, it should be less than 7 days. If it's not, like Kevin, then the desperation needs to come from me going, man, I've got to not just make contacts. I got to not just call. I've got to get an appointment, right? So to help re-embrace that, I know Christian's been hounding me for 6 months. It's finally getting there that I need to be appointment driven, appointment driven, appointment driven. And it's really, really helped holding me just to mentally go, okay, my last listing appointment was this date. Why is it so long? Okay, what can I do today to change that?
Yeah, because I was the same starting out prospecting. So I would go and I'll say, yay, 30 contacts. I did my day. Like that's not no, that's not. If you know you have more time, I get it, we're human. Like for instance, yesterday, I'll be honest, I did not prospect. I did photo shoots for 2 listings because of the weather here. The weather has been terrible the last couple of days. I had to redo the photo shoot and I'm trying to do better on my content, right? So, and then Saturdays I'm booked for the open house. So I had to move things, right? But now that day that I missed, I have to make it up this week, you know? But when I make it up, it's a minimum requirement. If I don't have an appointment,
you can make it up during the
find more.
weekend. You know, if you don't have kids, if you don't have other responsibilities to go to that manages your schedule, you should say, okay, Monday I miss 1 hour of prospecting. Tuesday I miss 1 hour prospecting. Wednesday I missed another hour. Okay, so on Saturday you sit and to compensate it, you prospect for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
I try to, this weekend in particular, I'm gonna try to do it before my open house. I've tried to program myself to at least have 1 day out of the week to rest because I then feel like I'm burnt out. So then I come that Monday and I'm like, damn, I gotta call again. So I need that 1 day to just disconnect, not talk about real estate, just go in and relax, and then Monday I'm back at it again. You know,
Mm.
because this job can burn you. You know.
Yes, of course. I always remember talking about that. Let me do this real quick. I always remember when I asked one of the coaches at a retreat, Robert Villanueva, I told him, you know, Robert, I'm doing prospecting 7 days a week, even Saturdays and Sundays. At what time do you feel it's better to do it Saturdays and Sundays, during the morning or during the afternoon? And he say, hey, Chris, how many fingers you see here? And I say 10. He said, okay, with these 10 fingers, you can count every single Saturday and Sunday I have been working with during the last 18 years in my real estate career.
Wow.
And I say, what you mean? And he's like, this work can really burn you out. So during the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, you shouldn't be doing open houses. You shouldn't be talking about real estate. You shouldn't be doing absolutely anything besides everything you like. Get rest, get relaxed, and come back on Monday. And you're going to see that on Mondays, you're going to triple your results. So I used to get one appointment on Saturday, one appointment on Sunday, and then one appointment on Monday. When I started doing this, then I started having getting the 3 appointments just on Monday because my head was so fresh. So it's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mike
You-
says, limit the days and hours you're going to work, and the work, you know, compresses, right? If you leave it open and, oh, I'm going to do 7 days, I'm guilty of that too. I didn't hit my contact goal through the week, so I'm going to prospect a little bit Saturday, a little bit Sunday, and then, like Kevin, I need that break. I don't get that break, and then Monday I'm not going in as strong and powerful as I like because I slacked off the week before. So I just need to hold myself accountable and have the discipline to follow through during that week.
Of course. And Mike also says that when a realtor is working, let's say any given day at 9, 10 p.m., is because they know he or she didn't do what they had to do during the day from 9 to 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So they
So
feel
I
guilty
have to.
you start working at that time.
So I hear what you all said, and I want to add few things about that. I like the Christians that you said, like, that if you take some breaks and have a mind breaks. And also, I was thinking, all the realtors are thinking of doing Monday to Friday prospecting. So we know 180-degree rule, right? And if we do, I mean, Sunday giving a break and do a Saturday and take another break in between the weekend, you have a fresh mind. And just like Brandon says, tighten like, your time that you work, and then you are more productive during that time. And that way give you a more benefit of quality prospecting.
Exactly.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. At the beginning when I started coaching, I had a burnout every single weekend, but a
Wow.
real burnout because I started hard, like not doing prospecting from 1 hour a day to see how it goes. I started prospecting for 5 hours a day. So every single weekend I had a burnout, and believe me, if I hear anything about real estate during the weekend, I got nausea. That was a real burnout. And then I started managing it. So I started having one every 15 days, then once a month. Then now I got one every 2-3 months, in which I have to totally disconnect. I not even want to talk with another realtor about anything during the weekend. But you need to learn how to manage it.
There's just one last
And
thing.
yes.
I just wanted to add something that I feel has, since I came back from the superstar retreat, has like definitely changed my mindset, is showing up dressed professionally if you work from home, right? So
Yeah.
not wearing just shorts and a t-shirt. For me, at least, I feel when I show up professional, I'm going to treat this as a real career, not just an amateur,
Yeah.
So
I don't sorry to cut you, Jesse. I don't really add a suit or anything like that. dress shirt, some slacks, make sure his button is tucked in with some shoes. And I feel I don't even, people would tell me, Kevin, but you're gonna feel like you're gonna want to go to bed. I have not once on my bed.
Absolutely.
No
I
one.
work. Yeah.
Yes,
And
of course.
I've only had 4 hours of sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's the same analogy. You have the army, you know, in Middle East. They don't go to sleep. They're not doing their daily chores, you know, in shorts and flip-flops, right? They're dressing like if they're ready for war right now. So the first shooting they hear, they're ready. It's the same with us. It's like, let's say we start prospecting without showering this morning, and a client suddenly says, you know what? I really like the way you talk. I really like your points. So I'm gonna be free like in 40 minutes if you can come. Then I have a flight and you can get, I don't know, a $2 million property. What are you leasing? What are you gonna tell them? No, sorry, I need to have shower. I need to take a shower to get dressed, and I need at least 5 hours to go to see you. No, if they give you the opportunity now, you need to be ready now. So you need to start prospecting ready.
I like that.
Yep, love that.
So guys, so nice to talk to you all, and I will see you next week. Take
Enjoy
care.
your vacation.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
brother.
Yeah,
Thank
have a
you
great
so much.
Enjoy.
have a great holiday with Santa.
Have
Take-
fun for
Thank
me.
you, Brandon. Thank you,
And-
Christian. Thank you, everybody.
Take a
Okay.
shot for me.
Bye. Have a
Oh,
good one.
okay. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Bye. See you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.